Have you ever felt, dear listeners, as though you were rowing with all your might, yet the shore of success remains perpetually distant? You dedicate yourself to your endeavors, you grasp at chances, and yet the tranquility of financial stability, the blossoming of true prosperity, seems to persistently evade your grasp. What if I were to tell you, with the gentle wisdom passed down through generations, that something as unassuming as your very front door might be subtly dictating your financial destiny? In the ancient teachings of Feng Shui, the entrance to your dwelling is not merely a passage, it is a sacred portal, the very gateway through which fortune, vital energy, and abundance flow into your life. But, and this is crucial, certain items placed near this threshold may be silently, invisibly, undermining your progress towards a richer existence. Today, let us delve into the heart of this ancient knowledge and explore 12 common things that might be inadvertently obstructing the flow of wealth into your life. Prepare to open your mind and uncover the hidden obstacles that prevent you from realizing true abundance. First, and this might seem surprisingly simple, never allow a trash bin to reside directly before your main door. Have you ever stepped into the serene space of a temple and noticed the profound sense of welcome, the immaculate purity of the entrance? There is no disorder, no distractions to the eye, only an open, inviting expanse that whispers of peace and the promise of prosperity. Now, contrast that with the feeling of approaching a home where the first sight that greets you is an overflowing receptacle of refuse. It is unwelcoming, it dampens the spirit, and energetically, it creates a sense of repulsion. In both the profound insights of Buddhist philosophy and the practical wisdom of Feng Shui, the flow of energy, known as qi in Chinese tradition or prana in Indian thought, is understood as the very lifeblood of harmony. Your front door, my friends, is revered as the mouth of qi, the sacred opening through which this vital energy enters your personal universe. When you position a trash bin there, you are unknowingly sending out a message of rejection, not only to wealth, but to the very opportunities, the vibrant health, and the clear perception you seek. Think of money, of abundance, as a flowing river. It naturally seeks pathways where space is available. If your entrance is cluttered, obstructed by waste, picture it as a dam, holding back the very river of prosperity. You might earn, yes, but it will slip through your fingers as quickly as it arrives, never truly taking root. It is no coincidence that in so many ancient cultures, cleanliness, order, and purity are intrinsically linked with divine blessings. A cherished Zen saying reminds us, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. The essence is this: the daily acts of tidiness, of mindful care, clear not only our physical surroundings, but also pave the way for our mental and spiritual journeys. Let me share a small story to illuminate this point. Imagine a Zen master dwelling in a humble monastery high in the mountains. A young disciple, full of earnest seeking, once questioned, "Master, how can I draw prosperity and wisdom into my life?" The master, with a knowing smile, simply placed a broom in his hands. Day after day, the disciple swept the temple grounds, diligently clearing away leaves, dust, and the remnants of nature. Gradually, as he cleaned the outer space, he began to perceive that his inner world too was becoming clearer, his thoughts more focused, his mind more serene. The simple act of sweeping transformed into a form of moving meditation, a way of removing obstacles not only from his path, but from within himself. This profound tale reflects how our external environment mirrors our internal state of being. If we permit waste and disorder to accumulate at the very entrance of our home, we unconsciously invite stagnation into our lives. But that's not all. So, what is the path forward? Simply move the trash bin away from the entrance and choose a more discreet, covered container in a less prominent location. But more importantly, view this act as a gesture of self-respect, a declaration of your worthiness to receive abundance. A clean and inviting entryway is like an open-hearted invitation for prosperity, joy, and clarity to step into your life. Consider enhancing this space, perhaps with elements that symbolize growth and prosperity, like a vibrant potted plant, the gentle murmur of a small fountain, or even a simple doormat that welcomes positive energy with every step. In Buddhist philosophy, these small, mindful daily rituals hold immense power to shape our destiny. If keeping your entryway pristine seems like a trivial matter, remember that every grand transformation begins with a single, humble step. As the enlightened Buddha himself wisely stated, to keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. In this same spirit, maintaining a clean and welcoming entrance to your home is a symbolic act of creating space for new blessings to enter. The solution is elegantly simple. Take a moment of mindful observation to evaluate your home's entrance. Is it truly inviting? Does it honestly reflect the kind of energy you wish to draw into your life? By making this conscious shift, you align yourself with the principles of flow, clarity, and abundance. And before long, you may find that prosperity in its many forms begins to gently knock at your door. 2. And this is a subtle point often overlooked. Be mindful of positioning mirrors. A mirror is indeed a captivating object within a home. It dances with light, expands the feeling of space, and adds a touch of refined elegance to any room. But did you realize that if placed without wisdom, it could be silently, invisibly, repelling prosperity from your very life? In the art of feng shui, mirrors are recognized for their potent ability to amplify energy. When thoughtfully positioned, they can elevate a room's atmosphere, infusing it with light and positivity. However, when placed directly facing the front door, a mirror can inadvertently create the opposite effect. It reflects all incoming energy, both good and bad, right back out into the world. Instead of allowing opportunities, wealth, and success to settle within your dwelling, the mirror acts as a repelling force, pushing them away before they have a chance to take root and flourish. Imagine this scenario. You have toiled diligently, the doors of opportunity are finally beginning to open, but just as fortune steps towards your home, the mirror deflects it, sending it back into the ether. It's as if you are perpetually on the verge of success, yet never quite able to grasp and hold on to it. From a Buddhist perspective, mirrors hold a deeper symbolism, that of self-reflection. While introspection is a vital part of personal growth, excessive reflection, especially at the wrong juncture, can lead to self-doubt, hesitation, and missed opportunities. The Buddha himself taught, the mind is everything. What you think you become. If your home is constantly, energetically, rejecting prosperity, could it be that subconsciously, in some hidden corner of your mind, you are doing the same? The placement of your mirror might be unknowingly reinforcing a cycle of struggle, a pattern of pushing away the very abundance you seek, without you even being consciously aware of it. A well-known Zen parable speaks of a student who dedicated himself to daily meditation before a mirror, earnestly seeking enlightenment within his own reflection. His wise master, one day, covered the mirror and gently told him, "When you cease seeking yourself in reflections, you will discover your true nature." This profound principle resonates with our homes as well. If we constantly, energetically, push away the prosperity that is coming towards us, we may never fully experience the abundance that is rightfully ours to embrace. But watch to the end, because the most important thing is ahead. Here is how to gently guide the energy in a more positive direction. Simply move the mirror to a sidewall, where it can still reflect light and enhance the brightness of the space, without interfering with the natural, gentle flow of positive energy entering your home. Use mirrors to amplify beauty, to reflect positive symbols of prosperity, rather than to unknowingly repel them. Ideally, the mirror should reflect something uplifting and inspiring, a lush green plant, a piece of art that elevates the spirit, or perhaps a Buddha statue, representing wisdom and inner peace. And be mindful of mirrors that are cracked or distorted. These can symbolize fragmented energy, leading to instability in your finances and emotional well-being. By making this small yet significant adjustment, you transform your home into a welcoming space that embraces abundance, rather than unknowingly turning it away. 3. And this speaks to order and respect. Do not leave shoes scattered haphazardly at the doorway. Your entrance, remember, sets the stage, the initial impression, for the energy of your entire home. When shoes are strewn about carelessly at the doorway, they introduce chaotic, unbalanced energy right at the threshold of your sanctuary. Shoes, in many traditions, symbolize movement, the journey between the outer world and the inner peace of your home. If left in disarray, they bring in the very unrest, the stresses, and the distractions of the external world, disturbing the tranquility and stability that your home should ideally provide. Imagine, once more, stepping into a sacred temple. One of the first acts expected of you is to remove your shoes and place them with care and intention. This is not merely about physical cleanliness. It is a gesture of mindfulness, of reverence for the sacred space you are about to enter. When we carelessly toss our shoes at the door, we mirror a lack of intentionality in our lives, allowing unnecessary disorder and disorganization to take root in our immediate environment. In Buddhist practice, mindfulness in even the smallest daily rituals is seen as a direct path to clarity and inner balance. When we treat our home with the same reverence we would offer a temple, we cultivate an environment of peace, of order, and yes, of prosperity. Just as monks carefully arrange their sandals outside meditation halls before stepping inside, we too should be mindful of how we arrange our shoes at the entrance to our home. A tidy, well-organized entrance sends a subtle signal of respect for your space. It gently invites positive energy to enter, and it sets the tone for harmony within the entire home. A simple, practical way to resolve this is by investing in a designated shoe rack or a storage cabinet near the entrance. This not only keeps your doorway clean and free of clutter, but it also ensures that the delicate energy within your home remains undisturbed, flowing smoothly. A well-maintained entrance reflects an inner sense of discipline, focus, and receptivity, essential qualities for inviting abundance and overall well-being into your life. 4. And this concerns the balance of elements. Avoid having a chimney directly facing the front door. Fire, as we know, is a potent force of nature. It can warm, transform, and sustain life, but when left uncontrolled, it can also consume and destroy. A chimney positioned directly facing your front door introduces an overwhelming fire element, disrupting the delicate balance and harmony of your home. Feng Shui wisdom cautions that excessive fire energy in this location can lead to financial volatility, the rapid loss of wealth, and even heightened tensions and conflicts within the household. It is akin to a flame burning too intensely, consuming everything in its path before prosperity even has a chance to gently settle and take root. The remedy, as always, lies in balance. Just as Buddhist teachings emphasize the middle way, a path of moderation to avoid extremes in all things, the same principle applies to your living space. To counteract the excessive fire energy emanating from a chimney directly facing your entrance, gently introduce grounding elements to restore harmony. Place lush green plants near the doorway to symbolize steady growth, renewal, and the calming energy of nature. Consider adding a small, decorative water feature, as water naturally balances fire, cooling its intensity and fostering a sense of fluidity and abundance. By integrating these elements thoughtfully, you gradually transform your home from a space of potential tension and imbalance into a sanctuary where stability, prosperity, and inner peace can truly thrive. 5. And this speaks to the vibrancy of life. Never allow withered or dying plants to linger at your entrance. Plants, dear listeners, are far more than mere decorative elements. They are living symbols of growth, of vitality, and of the very essence of prosperity. In Feng Shui, healthy, thriving plants actively enhance the flow of positive energy, encouraging financial stability and personal well-being for all within the home. But what happens when those plants begin to wither, to fade, and to ultimately die? They no longer represent life and abundance, but rather stagnation, decay, and the slowing down of vital energy. Imagine entering a home where the first sight that greets you is a dying plant. Its leaves brittle and brown, its color faded, its very energy lifeless. This sends a subtle yet powerful message of neglect, both to those who enter and to the universe itself. Just as a thriving plant signifies a thriving life force, a wilting plant suggests a lack of care, of attention, and of the vibrant flow of life energy. In Buddhist philosophy, impermanence is a fundamental truth, yes, but that does not mean we should passively allow decay to define our surroundings. If you notice plants at your entrance struggling, take mindful action. Trim away the dead leaves, adjust their watering or sunlight, or if necessary, lovingly replace them with fresh, vibrant greenery. Treat this as a mindful practice, an opportunity to nurture life, and in doing so, to welcome new opportunities and fresh energy into your space. Just as we must regularly tend to our inner garden, cultivating our minds and hearts, we must also tend to our external environment, creating a space that reflects our intention to thrive. A well-cared-for plant is a reflection of a well-cared-for life. By keeping your entrance vibrant, alive, and full of life, you cultivate an energy of renewal, prosperity, and positivity that gently extends into all aspects of your home and your life. 6. And this concerns the subtle power of sound. Do not hang wind chimes directly above the front door. Wind chimes, with their delicate melodies, possess a soothing quality, their gentle songs dancing with the breeze, creating an atmosphere of tranquility and peace. However, while their presence can indeed enhance positive energy when placed with intention, hanging wind chimes directly above the front door can inadvertently create disharmony rather than the balance you seek. Instead of acting as a welcoming chime of prosperity, they may, in this location, disrupt the natural, gentle flow of energy, potentially causing instability in your home's financial and emotional well-being. In Buddhist thought, sound carries profound meaning, a deep resonance that affects our inner state. The vibrations of bells and chimes are often used in temples to signify mindfulness, to awaken the spirit, and to gently clear away negative energy. However, when sound becomes disruptive rather than harmonious, when it is too insistent or overwhelming, it can disturb the delicate balance of energy rather than enhance it. Just as excessive noise can create mental clutter, an inappropriately placed wind chime can generate energetic confusion right at the entrance of your home. Imagine your door as a sacred portal, not just for physical movement, but for energy to flow freely and gently. If chimes hang directly above, their vibrations may inadvertently scatter the chi as it enters your home, making it more difficult for prosperity, stability, and harmony to truly settle and take root. It is like trying to find inner stillness, to meditate deeply, in a place filled with constant background noise. It becomes challenging to find clarity amidst the ongoing disruption. A more harmonious approach is this. Instead of placing wind chimes directly above the entrance, consider moving them to a garden area, a side window, or a peaceful patio, where their sound can enhance the serenity of the space without interfering with the flow of energy at your doorway. Let them serve as a gentle reminder of peace and mindfulness, positioned in a way that their sound adds to the overall serenity of your space, rather than potentially disrupting its natural energy flow. By mindfully placing wind chimes in locations where they can truly elevate the atmosphere, you ensure that the energy in your home remains balanced, welcoming, and aligned with the gentle currents of prosperity. 7. And this concerns the flow of wealth. Avoid placing a water faucet directly in front of your main door. Water, as many ancient traditions recognize, is one of the most powerful symbols in feng shui. It represents wealth, abundance, and the natural, ever-flowing current of energy. But just as a river can nourish and sustain life, it can also erode and wash things away if not carefully managed. A water faucet positioned directly in front of your entrance is, in this context, like an open drain, symbolically allowing prosperity to slip away before it has a chance to truly accumulate within your home. Imagine pouring precious water into a cracked vessel. No matter how much you pour in, the water will always escape, never filling the container. This is precisely what can happen when financial energy flows out of your home due to misplaced water elements. You might find yourself diligently earning money, yet consistently struggling to save it, to build true financial security. Just as in life, where mindfulness and discipline are essential to wisely manage our resources, our home also needs energetic boundaries to effectively retain wealth. In Buddhist philosophy, water symbolizes both impermanence, the ever-changing nature of reality, and adaptability, the ability to flow and adjust to life's currents. It teaches us that while we must learn to go with the flow of life, we should also create strong, stable foundations so that abundance, when it arrives, stays with us and nourishes our lives. As the wise Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "You cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Similarly, rather than allowing wealth to simply drain away, we can learn to redirect the flow, to guide it with mindful intention through simple adjustments in our environment. To gently counteract this potential energy imbalance, consider positioning potted plants around the faucet area. Plants, again, represent growth, grounding, and stability. They act as a natural, gentle buffer, helping to ensure that prosperity tends to stay within your home rather than slipping away unnoticed. Additionally, if moving the faucet itself is a practical option, consider relocating it to a side garden or backyard, where it won't directly impact the delicate energy flow of your main entrance. By making this mindful adjustment, you are sending a clear, energetic message to the universe. You are ready, you are prepared to receive, to preserve, and to nurture your wealth in a conscious and intentional way. 8. And this concerns the welcome you extend. Do not keep a broken or damaged doormat at your entrance. A doormat, seemingly a small detail, is actually more than just a piece of fabric beneath your feet. It is, symbolically, the threshold, the energetic boundary between the outer world and the inner sanctuary of your home. In Feng Shui, it acts as a guardian, subtly absorbing external energies, both positive and negative, before they fully enter your living space. But what happens when your doormat is torn, dirty, worn out, or neglected? Instead of serving as a protector, a welcoming guide, it can become an open invitation for negative energy, signaling neglect and stagnation right at your doorstep. Imagine once more, visiting a temple. The path leading to the sacred hall is always meticulously clean, well-kept, and inviting. This attention to detail is not merely for aesthetic appeal. It represents deep respect for the sacred space and the potent energy contained within. The same principle applies to your home. A broken or neglected doormat sends an unspoken message to the universe, a subtle signal that perhaps, I don't truly care about what enters my home. Buddhist teachings emphasize mindfulness in even the seemingly smallest aspects of daily life. Every step you take is a step towards enlightenment, as Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully reminds us. The very first step into your home should be one of intention, inviting positivity, and yes, prosperity to enter and flourish. A fresh, clean, and welcoming doormat ensures that your entrance remains a space of open welcome, not one of subtle rejection or neglect. To fully harness the potential of this often overlooked detail, regularly replace or thoroughly clean your doormat. Choose one that resonates with the energy you wish to invite into your home, perhaps a rich, grounding color like deep red for stability, or a vibrant green for growth and renewal. Consider one with a meaningful inscription, a gentle word of welcome, something that reminds you daily of the peace and abundance you seek to cultivate within. A well-maintained doormat does far more than simply improve curb appeal. It acts as a silent yet powerful force, filtering out negativity at the threshold and setting a positive, welcoming tone for everything that follows within your home. By making this seemingly small adjustment, you are not just changing your doorstep, you are subtly yet significantly shifting your entire energy field, creating a home that radiates warmth, prosperity, and inner harmony. 9. And this concerns the energy of objects. Avoid keeping old or rusty metal objects near your entrance. Every object, dear listeners, carries its own subtle energy, and metal, in particular, is symbolically associated with strength, protection, and stability. But when metal becomes old, rusted, corroded, and neglected, it no longer represents these positive qualities. Instead, it begins to signal decay, stagnation, and lost potential. Keeping rusty or broken metal objects near your entrance could be subtly influencing your life, your opportunities, in ways you may not even consciously realize. Imagine stepping into a home where the very first thing you see is a rusted lock, an old, corroded mailbox, or a neglected pile of unused metal tools. These objects whisper a silent story of neglect, a lack of care, and an unspoken message that perhaps new opportunities, new beginnings, are not truly welcome here. In Buddhism, we are taught to understand and accept the impermanence of all things. Everything ages, everything changes, nothing remains static. But clinging to what is broken, to what is no longer serving its purpose, instead of gently releasing it, only creates unnecessary suffering, both in our physical space and within our minds. Think of it in this way. If you are clinging to old, rusted metal right at your doorstep, It might be mirroring something deeper within you, perhaps an unconscious attachment to outdated beliefs, lingering fears about financial insecurity, or even an unwillingness to fully embrace new beginnings. The Buddha wisely said, "You only lose what you cling to." If you genuinely wish to welcome prosperity, sometimes you must first gently release what is no longer serving you, what is holding you back in subtle ways. So, take a moment of mindful observation to inspect your front entrance area. Are there rusted keys you no longer use, old locks that no longer function, metal furniture that has been left to rust and decay? Gently clear these objects away. Replace them with clean, well-maintained pieces that reflect a fresh start, a sense of renewal and care. A polished door handle, a sturdy and beautiful mailbox, or a well-kept wind chime can make a subtle yet significant difference in shifting the overall energy around your home. By clearing out these stagnant elements, you open the door, both literally and metaphorically, to new beginnings, fresh opportunities, and a renewed sense of stability and confidence in both your financial and personal life. 10. And this concerns visibility and clarity. Do not allow your house number to be faded, obscured, or unclear. A house number is more than just a practical identifier for postal services and visitors. It is, in a subtle way, a symbol of how easily opportunities can find their way to you, to your doorstep. In Feng Shui, visibility, clarity, represents openness to prosperity, a welcoming signal to the universe. A house number that is difficult to read, worn out, or hidden can act as a subtle energetic block to abundance. Think of it in this way. If visitors, delivery personnel, even potential opportunities struggle to easily find your home, how can prosperity readily locate you? Your house number is like a beacon, gently guiding positive energy, financial luck, and new possibilities directly to your doorstep. When it is faded, broken, obscured by overgrown plants, or unclear in any way, it creates an invisible energetic wall, making it more difficult for new blessings to reach you. In Buddhist thought, clarity is seen as a key to a fulfilled and successful life. The path is not in the sky, the path is in the heart, the Buddha wisely taught. Just as we must cultivate inner clarity to navigate the path of life, we must also ensure that our external world reflects the same openness, the same readiness to receive. A well-lit, clearly visible house number sends a subtle yet powerful message that you are open to new opportunities, to new connections, and to the flow of new wealth into your life. So, take a moment to inspect your home's address. Is it clear and easy to read, even from the street? Is it adequately illuminated at night? Consider refreshing the paint, replacing worn-out numbers with new, vibrant ones, or even investing in a modern, well-lit plaque that enhances visibility. A clean, vibrant house number does more than simply improve curb appeal. It energetically aligns your home with the gentle currents of prosperity and good fortune. By ensuring your house number is visible, inviting, and easily discernible, you remove yet another unseen barrier to success, allowing luck and abundance to find their way to you with greater ease and flow. 11. And this concerns the perception of time. Avoid placing a clock directly near the main door. A clock, in our modern world, is certainly more than just a tool for keeping time. It carries symbolic energy that can subtly influence the very way we perceive life's opportunities, our sense of abundance, or potential scarcity. Placing a clock prominently near the main entrance may seem perfectly harmless, even practical, but in Feng Shui wisdom, it can inadvertently create an unconscious feeling of urgency, of pressure, and even of scarcity right as you enter or leave your home. Imagine constantly being reminded that time is slipping away, that moments are fleeting, every single time you walk through your doorway. This can subtly lead to increased stress, underlying anxiety, and a mindset focused on limitation, on what is running out, rather than on the abundant possibilities that life offers. In Buddhist philosophy, the very nature of time is understood as an illusion, a construct of our minds. Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment, the Buddha advised, guiding us to find peace in the here and now. When we become overly fixated on time, always counting, measuring, and worrying about deadlines, we distance ourselves from the natural, flowing rhythm of life. A clock at your entrance, in this context, can subtly reinforce this sense of stress, almost whispering that time is constantly running out, which can contribute to financial worries and a lack of inner peace within your home. Instead of placing a clock directly at the doorway, consider positioning it in the living room, office, or other spaces where it serves its practical function without imposing this subconscious pressure at your entrance. A workspace, a study area, or even a kitchen are often much more suitable places for timekeeping, where it can support productivity and organization without generating unnecessary anxiety as you enter or leave your home. If you feel you must have a clock near your entryway, perhaps opt for a decorative piece that blends seamlessly with the surroundings, rather than an oversized or overly prominent one that immediately draws the eye and emphasizes the passage of time. Additionally, and this is a small detail, ensure that all clocks within your home are functioning properly. A stopped or broken clock represents stagnation, a halting of energy flow, and potentially missed opportunities. Something we certainly wish to avoid in our pursuit of a prosperous and harmonious life. By being mindful of where you place your clocks, you gently create an environment that fosters balance, inner peace, and an abundance-focused mindset, rather than one subconsciously dictated by limitations and the pressure of deadlines. 12. And finally, concerning the heart of the home, avoid hanging family photos directly at the entrance. Family is indeed the very heart of any home, and photographs capturing cherished moments are precious reminders of love, connection, and a deep sense of belonging. However, the location where you choose to place these images can have a more profound impact on the overall energy of your home than you might initially imagine. Hanging family photos directly at the entrance may seem like a warm, welcoming touch, a display of love for all who enter, but in feng shui wisdom, it can sometimes have unintended consequences, subtly shifting the energy in unexpected ways. The entrance of your home, remember, is a space of transition, a portal where external energies gently flow in and out, constantly in motion. By placing family portraits directly in this dynamic space, you inadvertently expose these sacred images, these representations of your most cherished bonds, to these shifting energies, potentially disturbing the inner harmony of your household. Think of it like placing a delicate, precious flower in a drafty hallway. It is unlikely to thrive in an environment of constant movement and external influence. Buddhism teaches us the profound importance of safeguarding the things that truly matter most in our lives, protecting them with mindful intention. Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so the wise are not affected by praise or blame, the Buddha wisely stated, reminding us of the strength we can cultivate within to protect our inner peace. Our families, our deepest connections, deserve the same level of mindful protection within the sanctuary of our homes. By thoughtfully keeping family photos in more intimate, quieter spaces, such as living rooms, bedrooms, or hallways further inside the home, you create a nurturing environment where these precious connections are strengthened, cherished, and gently protected. Rather than being exposed to the constant fluctuations of external energies at the entrance. If your family portraits are currently displayed at the entrance, consider relocating them to spaces where they can continue to inspire love and warmth, but within a more supportive, energetically stable environment. A well-placed photo in a living room fosters connection, invites shared storytelling, and strengthens bonds. A portrait in a bedroom reinforces a sense of security, personal belonging, and quiet reflection. The goal is to honor the sacred energy of these images by placing them in spaces that truly support their purpose, allowing them to radiate love and connection in a way that enhances the overall harmony of your home. By making this simple yet mindful shift, you ensure that the love and connection within your family remains gently shielded, energetically harmonious, and free from unnecessary outside disturbances, allowing for deeper bonds, greater inner peace, and increased stability within your home. Now that you are aware of these 12 often unseen obstacles that might be subtly blocking your path to greater wealth, take a moment of quiet reflection to mindfully evaluate your own entrance. Making even small, conscious adjustments in your environment can indeed lead to profound shifts in your overall financial and personal well-being. Share your experiences, your insights, in the comments below, and let us know which change you feel most inspired to implement first. And if this wisdom has resonated with you, don't forget to gently like this sharing and subscribe for more insights on creating a life of greater abundance, inner peace, and true harmony.